Hi, JamesAnimalHarrison back with another snare for you as we're winding down. This is going to be the second to the last snare. This snare is relatively new in the sense that it's only been out since 2015, maybe 2016, and I think they've already discontinued it and they're making improvements to re-release it again. But I think it's a great drum as it is. This is the Mapex Black Panther Versatus Snare drum, which my understanding means versatile in Latin, and it's designed by Russ Miller. Quickly, if you don't know who Russ Miller is, I highly suggest you check him out, follow his pages and stuff like that. In addition to being a fabulous player and having all kinds of releases and stuff out, I actually just got a notice today. I think there's a new album he just came out with, but I first heard of him from a CD called Where's One back in probably the 90s, I guess. Could have been maybe early 2000s, but it was a great CD, and of course he had a great book called A Crash Course for the Drum Set, where just the system of the Ghost Note system alone, those 2 pages are worth the price of the entire book. And he had a DVD out, or a video at the time, then went to DVD about Crash Course in Tuning, and it's great information. He's also become somewhat of a highly respected designer and innovator when it comes to drum designs, and this is one of his. This is again, the Russ Miller Mapex Black Panther Versatus Snare. There's a lot of features in this drum, and I'm going to try to cover them all, and we're also going to see how versatile it is. So, that being said, this is a 4 5/8 by 14-inch shell, and I'm going to say this first so I don't forget. It's got 2 inner plies of maple on the inside, 3 plies of mahogany in the middle, 2 outer plies of maple, and then an outer ply of a burl wood that's finished. It's a gorgeous finish. So that gives it 8 plies initially. The maple's always going to give you that brightness and that attack, and mahogany, if you haven't played mahogany drums, I highly encourage it. They're great. They give you a low, warm, fat, punchy sound. I don't know how to describe it, except it's definitely a lower end sound than you typically get from maple. This has what they call sonic saber hoops. The hoops go inward on the top. They kind of save your sticks a little bit. To me, they actually dry up the drum because they shoot the sound a little bit, because the hoop is facing this way, the sound goes toward the center. I think it's great for miking. And it's a little drier sound to me, and it does actually save your sticks. And all the hardware on this drum has a little bit of a brushed antique look to it. I don't know if it's kind of a off black or whatever, but it's really cool looking. I can't tell you if it chips off in the long run because I haven't had an experience with it yet, where I've had that with some other companies. The lug casings are offset, so because the shell is on the thinner side, depth-wise, it gives you the ability to tune the drum at extreme ranges, either high or low, without having the tension rods bottom out or bump into each other. It's a great snare mechanism. It's nice and quiet. It also has a notched tension control on both the throw-off and the butt inside. And like I said, it's notched, but it also has a Mapex M emblem in there that allows you to kind of keep track of where you might like it. So if you're just not glancing down at a blank dial, you can kind of see the M and see where you might like it. I think that's a pretty cool feature. It also has stock pure sound snare wires, which is a definite upgrade from what you typically get on drums, a Remo Ambassador, and a Remo Diplomat fiber skin on the top. All great features that for a high-end drum, that it comes stock with that. You don't have to replace the heads and whatnot. Also, the 35-degree bearing edge on the bottom is very sharp, and it gives it a chance to really resonate and be articulate. Yet the top of the drum, which they call the sonic clear bearing edge, is 45 degrees rounded to give the head a way to seat properly all the way around. And it gives you a nice attack and everything too, but it's a little more mellower and dries it just a little bit compared to the bottom. Another unique feature about this drum, which I've never seen on another drum before, it has what we used to call reinforcement rings or reinforcement hoops on the inside. It has 3 additional plies of maple on the top to give it it's really more of a sound feature than a structural integrity feature, where the old drums would have it to keep the drums around. This is not to keep it around. I think the shell technology today is much better. They don't necessarily need to do that. But what it does is it kind of gives you that ability, like if you're popping rim shots and doing something like playing a really thick drum, you get this great crack and attack from it, and you're getting that. And it's a little bit drier, but on the bottom, because it doesn't have it, the bottom resonates more. So it's a well thought out design on the drums. It also has 3 vent holes to help dry out the drum. Now, I'll say this before I start playing. I'm in a room that has hardwood floors, hard walls, hard ceilings, and a brick fireplace opposite of me. So it's a very bright room. And there might be a little bit of ringing, but this drum really has a lot of control to it without muffling. We are going to muffle it because I've done it in all the other videos. So that being said, what we're going to do with this one today is try it at different tunings. So here it is again, the 4 5/8 Russ Miller Mapex Black Panther Versatus Snare drum. And this is on the lower end of the spectrum, tuning-wise with no muffling whatsoever. So you could try to see that. So this is very tuned, probably lower than I would ever tune it for a drum like this. But a lot of people today, when they want to get a quick low end sound, they use what's called a big fat snare drum. I'm going to throw this on here just so you can hear how you can get that 80s type vibe if you want. Again, that's for the big fat snare drum, which a lot of people use this in today's society because they can quickly grab it and make a snare drop and whatnot, but this obviously has a great low end. Now I'm going to put the Vader Buzzkill on here, and the Vader Buzzkill is kind of like a clear gel. We're going to take some of the overtones out of this, and again, it doesn't have a lot, but it does in this room because of the surfaces. Here we go. I need to give it a lot more. You get the idea. So what I'm going to do now that I haven't done in the other videos, we're going to quickly tune this drum up. And I'm just going to go like a half turn all the way around. And I want to mention this quickly. I like to use a marching key when I'm doing this kind of thing because it's first off, it's very easy to turn it, but also it's very easy for me to see how much I turn the drum because I can see the key very well. And again, I'm not going to go through and fine tune this. I just want to get it to a point where you can see what I'm doing with it. So here it is at a medium thing with no muffler. Sound of this drum right now. I'm making sure that there's no metal on the stand. I have to leave it open enough that I can lift the drum. We're going to throw the Buzzkill back on again and check it out. It sounds killer in here. No snares. Time, what we're going to do is take it up again even more. So we're going to do another half turn. This is going to get it up in the like that nice tower power cracking type funk or hip hop type range, if you want to call it that, or a lot of the dance pop music of today. So this drum does live up to its name. It is very versatile. I will say, if I was going to play it on a heavy rock gig for hours and hours, there's a chance that I would probably change the head out, just because the Diplomat's not really the right head for me for that type of gig. And I would probably use, I'm a big fan of the Remo CS coated with a dot underneath. And it gives a little bit of depth to the sound, but also dries it out slightly. Here it is with no muffling. Dry for not having any muffling on it. And then really quickly, I meant to do this on the other tuning and I didn't do it, just because of the type of head it has. See, it has a great sound for brushes because of the type of head and whatnot. Again, one more time, even though it doesn't really need it, I'm going to throw muffling on really quick and let you hear it that way. Fairly quick tuning ranges. Again, Diplomat stock on the drum, Ambassador stock on the drum, Pure Sound snare wire stock on the drum, 35-degree cut bearing edge on the bottom, 45 sonic clear bearing edge, the sonic Saber hoops, which are kind of like the old Slinger, but much more heavy duty. Nice great throw off, notch snare adjustment mechanisms on both sides, with a logo on there that you can kind of keep track of where you are. Again, the hybrid shell, which is 2 inner plies of maple, 3 in the middle plies of mahogany, 2 outer plies of maple, another ply of a burl wood for the finish. And then on the top of the drum, there's reinforcement range, which are 3 extra plies of maple. It doesn't have it on the bottom. So many features to talk about with this drum, and I really think it does live up to its name. It's very versatile. I think, and again, my understanding, and I don't need to speak about something that could be inaccurate, but my understanding is they have already discontinued this, and they're redesigning and coming out. I think with the Mapex has a new lug they're coming out with and all this kind of stuff. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with this, but this drum covers a lot of bases, so I think it is exactly what they say. I think it's versatile. So again, the Mapex Black Panther Series, Versatus by Russ Miller. Check out Russ as well. Fabulous player. Lots of good things about this drum. Nothing bad to say.